In this video, we're going to introduce you some important factors that has been described from backlinko.com that has mentioned about the Panda algorithm and also its corresponding other algorithm has been used from Google for like their top 200 ranking factors. First, it checks the domain age. So this makes sense. I think it's trying to make sure that if you have a ancient history with a better one, you might get ranking higher. But here, there's a 200 ranking factors. So this might be very interesting for those who want to be SEO experts. But we just listed some of the terms that just uh, catches our attention. For example, in here, I'm on number 9 to number 14, we have interesting requirement that they're trying to boost your site ranking, including the title tag starts with keyword. That means if your title tag does not start with keywords, your rank is not good. I think they're trying to let the readers be more focused on that, but this becomes sort of like the architectural designing styles requirement. Now let's check number 15 to number 23, even including the keyword density. So if we are interested in hiding some secret information inside of our keywords, then that might make the search engines mistakes how your sites interesting are because they want all things to be automatically. So that might result in some not very good condition. And you also check some duplicate content. Now among 24 to 32, there are several factors that the ranking also cares about, including the following. For example, recency of content updates. And they also like people to update it as quickly as possible, but not automatically generated. You can see that later on. And also, it's trying to, in 31, we see that there be like outbound link quality, but we don't know how they evaluate the outbound link quality. So, does that mean if we link to the top sites, then our ranking will be better because they have been the top sites part? We're not sure. Now, for the factor 33 to 42, it also checks the multimedia part. We found that recently, because our site has provided a lot of videos, that might boosted the traffic of our ranking. So we thought multimedia might be good enough, but we don't know how long will it last. At least from the Alexa ranking, we see that from different ranking philosophy, our ranking is going down, so it's different. Now also in the number 40, it has mentioned about broken links and also the reading level. So that means if your links has some broken links on your sites, that means the maintainer is not maintaining that very frequently, or the reader of the website, they are not passionate about that. So I guess that's one of the factors. Now among 43 to 53 factors, it also mentioned about the keywords in URL and also page category, and also including the number 48, the human factor. That means if your design is relatively human, you will get higher rank, but we don't know if that works or not because we don't know what does that mean exactly. Now for the number 54 and 61, it also mentioned about the useful content. That means, is it possible that because if your sites work like portal sites and you provided all different categories of information, then your sites, the ranking of your sites were getting higher and higher. But does that mean that there will be some not very consistent content of your websites? So we think, and also in 56, it also means that if you do have too many outbound links, then that would be a problem. But how about too many outbound links towards the Google-oriented products? Then we don't know, does that mean there will be a boost of that or not? Now let's check number 62 to number 74. If your website has very, very friendly breadcrumb navigation, this is the style of user-friendly site architecture that helps users know where they are on a site, then you might be better. But I mean, so how do you define is this a breadcrumb or not? I think that part might needs to be checked by experts. So I think this is more specialized part. And also the number of pages has been considered. But if your service is for attracting customers, go directly to your store or ask the service toward them, then it might be a problem if they spend too much time for browsing that part and make a phone call, email you later on. So I think the number of pages has some factors. Just depends on the functions of the sites that you like. For example, if you're running HVAC sites, it probably needs your customers after simply browse your website, they can call you immediately. That means you don't want to provide too many content for that. Okay, now for among the 75 and 76, it mentioned about YouTube. I think we have that, and we found that this part might be helpful because they like multimedia part. But I think they're trying to absorb our energies for this as much as possible. So we thought there might be some regular energies that needs to put down, but it just depends. Maybe we'll try it later on. So for the mobile optimized, I think they assume that when people using the cell phone, they use cell phones to do some little shopping. So I guess that's why. Now for number 77 to number 84, it also contains about the linking domain age and also use of Google Analytics and the webmaster tools. Some of the websites they provided that or not. So that means if you're friendly to them, they might be friendly to you, but it just depends on are you actually bound by one specialized websites? Because I think, for example, in Bing.com, they don't specify too many factors too much. So it's just like depends on how transparent those tech companies like to. Now, among factors 85 to 95, something that catches our eyesight, including links from competitors and links from back neighborhoods, and also including the guest posts. So this is, and also links from .edu or .gov domains. I was interesting about whether this part that might uh, accidentally trigger something like WikiLeaks. We don't know. So I guess there are also some robots.com that has been provided for the design of websites. Now, between the factors 96 to 103, they also mention about link title attribution, backlink anchor text, and also the contextual and also the meaning of that. For example, I think we can check about the contextual part that makes the ambiguous or not is an issue. For example, if you have heard about news about how Paris Hilton, if you type Paris Hilton, whether you will go to results of Paris Hilton herself, or you will read directly to the results of Paris and the Hilton Hotel, then that's different. Now, between the links 100, factors 103 and 115, also including about the keyword in title, text around the link sentiment, page level relevancy, and so on, because they do exist some other algorithm for checking. And if you have linked it to as a Wikipedia source, they might boost you. About the next page, also about the trust rank of linking size and the quality of the linking content and so on. From 128 to 137, it mentioned about organic click through the rate for a keyword, and also it has mentioned about some bounce rate of it. If you have some email marketing, they will tell you some bounce rate of email marketing part. But for the direct traffic or repeated traffic about how they browse your websites, then there will be some other issues that happen. And if you watch the title 134 about the Chromie bookmarks, then that means this company trying to tailor their specialized product with your browsing habits. That means if they can use that to help you or help other persons to take notice of your website, that would be good. But will there be some distant problems between you and the company? Then there will be an issue. About factors 138 to 148, including local searches. You might have some other temporary other solutions because I think for the local search or local classified, you can also try maybe eBay because I think eBay provided other service about this, and also including Google Plus circles, safe search, and so on. About 149 to 154, including image results, but that catches our attention part is 151. It's about the shopping results because Google has provided a Google Shopping. But I mean, interestingly, when we're trying to check our websites, we have provided a product that including the tutoring service or specialized class service. But when we type in, for example, very interesting, very simple keywords like SAT or math, it just does not show. So that means their Google Shopping has some new development functions that's supporting for the educational purpose. Okay. Now between the 155 and 165, they also mention about some non-ownership or p-interested pins. So I think they're trying to integrate with other social media, including Facebook shares. So all of the social networking, they try to connect all of them together. And if you have listened to like Wall Street Journal's listening, some of the employee consideration might including your sharing on the social website. Does that means this is really so-called like knowledge explosion uh, errors that you it's hard for you to find some privacy and you have to expose yourself as much as possible? That might be an issue for keeping the distance between you or not. Now between the 166 and 174 are factors. It also mentioned about they like to get closest to official LinkedIn company page, and also branded searches, and also if they have Facebook page and link, that would be better. But does that means once you choose one social website, you want to choose the rest of that? So I guess that means the social networking are trying to swallow the new virtual world of modern citizens if they are not interested in that. But we don't know how much our attention has been caught toward this browsing habits will benefit this world or benefit our habits or some. Now, if we check the factors 175 and between 175 and 185, it also has mentioned about pop-up or distracting ads. That means they don't like ads too much, and also links to bad neighborhoods or websites in tax-paying business also. So and also the number of RS subscribers. Yeah, we don't know if the RS subscribers is important. Service that they try to like everyone use this because they do exist some similar service, not only like RSS, but also there are other pushing service that has been promoted from other part. Now, between factor 186 to 194, they do exist the meta tag spanning is the factors of a ranking, and also IP address flagged span as a factor, and also auto generated content. That means if you want to run your website and if you are very good experts programmers, Then, if your content has been automatically generated, it will be criticized. So, will that be a burden for professional developers if they think they are also good at maintaining a lot of sites, and also they can use their intelligence to maintain a lot? For example, when we're visiting Los Angeles, we know that there do exist some websites, from household websites. They say in order to attract the audience, they do try to maintain at least maybe 10 different websites with different names, but just to attract the backpackers to one place. Does that mean they need some auto-generated content that can provide a consistency between all of that? If that's true, then why do you have to maintain a duplicate of that, just for wasting a lot of space? So I guess this part might have some controversy for the auto-generated content, because Google does not like auto-generated content. But for people who likes to uh, catch attentions of audience, then there will be an issues. Now for the last page is, oh, what a relief, 195 to 205. They even have some special factor like a Google Dance, poison anchor text. Yeah, if you're interested in the rest of that, you're welcome. But the issue is that for those who likes to be SEO experts, who likes to beat Panda, if who likes to be a designer of a website expert of that, that can beat Panda or beat Penguin. But this penguin is not from Madagascar, or beat those hummingbird. If you want your websites have some hummingbird heartbeat, so that the traffic flow of the internet will go directly to websites, then we would like to share with you one interesting factors. This is some called professional SEO expert called David James. I think he works in Melbourne SEO and video. You can check his personal website. And I think he has provided a lot of very, very specialized promotions for the Google-oriented integrations of marketing. And also you can check his company. But in this video, this screen, we're going to show you that this is among one of his lecture, which is called content marketing, and his company is SEO service. You can see that the performance of views is 231,000 views, and also the estimated minutes is 659 minutes. That means everyone, if they have watched this video, at least they have watched that for more than 2 minutes, maybe around 3 minutes. But if you see how much Google pays them, you can see that on the right hand part. It says that total estimated earnings, once he catches 659,000 views, they pay him 7 cents. So that means if your traffic does not directly attract the real customers goes to you, then actually as a platform, the company, yeah, the technology company does not pay you too much unless you work instead of that. So for those experts, I think unless your company likes you to be very much, otherwise it might be a very, very, very time consuming and energy consuming job for you. That results in, if you have to dealing with the 200 factors every day in your life, you have to pay attention, 200 different attentions. And since if you assume you are the only person who do that, then that might, we can only formulate as a two-player game. That is the search engine company and you. But if instead of this word, there are a lot of SEO experts, then that becomes maybe infinite players of a game. And if every player has more than 200 strategies, then that means you have to be very, very, very efficient. I mean, some of that you can just check that and maybe get that as a routine. But since the newly developed thing to just develop from our previously explorations and also usage of a search engine. We can see that. We can see that once we try to do parsing the results from some smaller search engines, we assume that they don't update too frequently. Then actually they updated it so frequently that once we finish our parsing for the first 10 uh, small search engines, we guess that they were just running over their burning money period, so they don't update too much. Then they update so much, so frequently. So when we try to integrate all those parts in our search engines, it just breaks down. So that means even if we want to standing on the shoulders of these giants, if these giants they might be SEO experts, they have to they can control 200 factors at the same time and try to boost the websites, but that might still be a very energy consuming problems. So that's like you are playing with the infinite players, and you are just trying to compete for that top 10 or top 20 or top 30 results for regular users. That should be a very. So I think maybe the most interesting issue is that after we have browsed through all of this, uh, the content that meets our style or our contribution or our creativity might be more important than just directly follow that. Previously, when we trying to checking for the disaster relief websites, we also trying to check all those, for example, like globalgiving.org or like GuideStar.org. They have provided evaluations criterions of that, just in case that for all those people who likes to ask money from the internet, uh, how the reputations of them. So but I mean, our criterions for evaluating those that only depends on, for example, if they have like 5 different criterions, the limited criterion like IRS, like the file 990, and so on. As long as they like fit at least the three of them, then we thought, okay, that might be trustable. It's like if you want all experts to get like 100 scores of test, as long as they passed like 60 I think then that'll be okay. But if you want to compete for the top one, then from this video we're going to show you how hard could it be if you want to compete with anyone has some chance from the internet. So thanks for listening to this video, and hopefully you will be satisfied about the content our website has provided in this channel. Thank you.